Another thing you will notice is that quite often it's cosine law, right? Sorry, I meant to say sine law is quite often your go-to. Don't forget about cosine law, because I will have questions on the test that you don't have a choice. You'll have to use cosine law. Okay, let's do this. So I'll try to, with highlighters and everything. I will use a red pen to add information that is given to me or that I can find out before I start solving. So angle BAC, it's this one right here. It's 148 degrees in there. Okay. This one was for me. This is somewhat new, right? Where we subtract two angles, but think about it, right? You have a big angle and a smaller one, so it's subtracting them that will give you this one here. So this is 64 minus 58 if you want to write that in your notes, right? 6 degrees. So now we have that is 6. Okay. So which of the two triangles, you're like, there's 3, Mr. Erickson, because there's this big one here. Yes, I know. But the two that are kind of squished together, which one is the one that has the most information, right? If you think about it, you have a side here, you have angle, and you have angle, and technically you can find this third angle no problem, right? This is 180 minus 148 minus 6, right? If you're dealing with this one. Morning. We had ice cream cake. You missed it, Colton. Right? Was it good, guys? Yeah. Sorry. All right. What was that up there? 26? Because I didn't act. Oh yeah, it is 26. 26 degrees. So I wouldn't call this solving per se. This is just kind of gathering my information, right? So page 42, Colton. So we have all of that there. Okay, so I'm gonna obviously start with this. So I'm gonna put a little 1 in here. I'm gonna start with that one. So I'm gonna say, I'm gonna make a quick sketch, and it's gonna be exaggerated, right? But I know that this is 30. I know this is 26. This is 148, and this is 6. Okay. I'm gonna call this X. This is gonna be my, because this is the side they share, I'm gonna focus on this. Okay, focus on that. This is the shared side. Should I say that? Shared side. That's the one I'm gonna focus on. Yes, there are different ways of doing it, but this is how I do it. And where's your pair? It's going to look weird, but here it is. And this is my pair. That is, those go together. Remember, sine law always, you go together. So sine of 6 over 30 meters. And then it's sine of, because I want x, I'm going to have to use this 26 up there. Sine of 26 over x. And let's go ahead and solve that. And I get 125.81. 125.81 meters. Important, but not the final answer just yet. Okay? I'm going to box this whole thing in. Just saying, hey, this chunk here, this chunk happened first. I did that first. Obviously, before gathering all my angles and whatnot. Do you want me to zoom into that? Yes, please. There you go. By the way, this is also, I posted the key yesterday to this one, but I felt like it's good to go over that one more time. Okay, we have the shared side. Great. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. You know what? I'm going to go to my original and highlight this orange as well. Should do more pink today, right? Isn't it pink? Wear pink day, so I should try to infuse a bit. Maybe the last one is going to be pink. So now I'm going to shift over to the other one. So this one right here, the bottom one, I'm going to put a little 2 in there. Okay, I'm going to focus on that one. So here we go. I could use this exact same question again, just ask for different information, right? So this one is 125.81. This is a 90 down here. We know that now we're looking at the smaller one, so this is 58. And they're asking for this one here. I'm going to make that pink. Okay? And I don't need to find this angle up here. I could, but I really don't need to. I don't need to. I could use 180 minus 90 minus 58 to get that one. But look up here one more time. Is there another way of getting this angle other than the sum of 180? What are these two called? Like if you were to extend this, what are these two angles called? Supplementary, that's right. So technically it could go 180 minus 148 and still get this one, regardless of how you do it. I just wanted to use this time to review it. Okay, so let's solve here. We're almost done. This is my pair, and this angle allows me to solve for side y. So sine of 90 sine of 58 over y, and then this would be 125.81 times sine of 58 divided by sine of 90. Sine of 90 is just 1, right? I get 106.69 meters. So that's the pink side. Question. I could have asked you, hey, how far is this person at the bottom of this hill? Let's go back up. How far is this person from the base of the cliff or base of the hill? Then this is the side that you would have wanted to solve for, which would have been, right, you would have had to find that angle in order to do so, right? But this is our pink side right here. So now total height would be 106.69 plus the building itself. So that is 136.69 meters. There we go. That's the one I'm ultimately after. So the top of the building is that high above the ground. Okay. I'm going to box this in too because it was a necessary step towards my final answer. Okay, so okay, grab your quizzes. The first one was to simply, the first part was to simply decide which one of these triangles needs sine law to solve, and it was the one that has the pair. And there's the 3 angles, see that one? The 3 angle triangles? It's actually impossible to solve that one. You cannot solve AAA, right? Can't solve with either law. But the other 2 here were cosine law. If you didn't need to identify that, you just needed to circle C on this one. Next, here you possibly, there's a chance that you have N, okay? So make sure if you don't wanna lose marks, you gotta make sure your notation is done correctly. So some of you just have a bunch of choo-choo train equal signs and then final answer. I'm okay with some trains, like down here, for example. it's okay to have cosine of t is this, which is equal to that. But then when you're using the inverse, I'd like you to start a new line because it's no longer equal to cosine of t when you're doing the inverse. Okay. So, but this one required to use the sine law. There's a pair right there. This one was an SAS. So the front page is basically just, do you know how to use the sine law and cosine law? No word problem whatsoever. The backside, I think I can spare you with some of the details, but it really required you to find the third angle, which gave you a pair. And remember, you have to use 48 degrees to actually find the side that they want, or else it's a -1. Because it's important that you understand that opposite angles, right, give you the side that you're interested in. And then next is the cosine law example. This one had a negative, so you were expecting an obtuse angle, which was the case, right? So you need to make sure. A lot of you miss the fact that the 856, not a lot of you, some of you, but the 856 is what goes that back here subtracting, okay? And make sure you use all the numbers, all decimals, everything. When you're computing the top and bottom, do not round, and then you get your angle there. And then the second page, overall done well. I added this one because these two should have been like they're done the same as before, but then you had to use the sine law to find an angle. So pay attention to this one and how this is done. Initial setup is exactly the same as before, except for sine of f. It's not just f. Sine of f is cross multiplying and dividing, which gives you this. And then you must take the inverse of sine, not cosine, right? Because you're using sine law to find your angle. So that's what happened there. And then length of side E. So this one here. I just, knowing that this is 5221, I just found this angle here, which is 2279. That's E here, which allows me to solve for side E. I used a sine law again. Could you have used cosine law? Yes, you could have. So don't forget that it is possible. Like once you know this one here, this angle here, you have side angle side on this corner, right? So you could have used cosine law to come up with the same, and some of you did. Let's go back side here. Please make sure you know how to do heights, okay? Because it's gonna show up. Basically, guys, look at the highlighted triangle. You first focus on the big triangle, okay? And in this particular case, I found my third angle. This is the very last page. 85 is up here, and that 85 goes with the whole bottom here, 500. So you pair them up, and then I use sine of 30. I use this to solve for x. And then I use that again. I use 65 to solve for y. Okay. And this is where a lot of, you need a reminder on this one. You slice it, but the 500, look up here real quick. This 500, if you slice the triangle, cannot come with you down here. Some of you are slicing that in half. It's not necessarily true. It's actually only true if you have an isosceles triangle. Like, let's say both of these angles would have been the same, exactly the same. That means you have an isosceles triangle, then yes, you're splitting this in half. But other than that, you're not. So you need to use the sine of 90, right? 90, and then one of these slant sides that you already found, and then this angle that is given over, in this case, W, to figure out the height of the triangle. A line of angle of depression is right here, not here, okay? So the 50 needed to go here, and so that had to be introduced. You had to introduce the horizontal line to make that happen, okay? So in total, 34 marks. Overall, I was happy with it. For review, you grab your booklets, and just start working through it. Like if you want to go past this question we just did, this one is a very challenging one. So if you like challenges on 43, you go for it. The key is up, okay? But if you're like, you know what, I'm going to focus on the other ones for now, then do so, right? So I have a lot of word problems with diagrams. They're good, okay? They're designed to help you prepare for the test. Trust me, they're designed for that. So, and then if you want to know the answer, you just go on Google Classroom and just find the chunk of pages that belongs to what you're working on, and it's all highlighted. I don't just give you the answers, I actually have the worked out answers, right? Like the process that goes with it, because I think that's very important to do. Okay, so the rest of the class is yours. Make sure you have a good study sheet, a solid study sheet.